The very low-level network connection is a physical layer. On the picture, we present some popular connection methods. There are two major factors of the physical layer connections: its maximum distance between communicating devices and its bandwidth. In the case of most end-node IoT devices and their use cases, high bandwidth is usually not an issue because of the nature of the transferred data, like some periodical measurements or action requests. But a long-range connection capability with energy-efficient transmitters and receivers is really desired. We generally distinguish two types of physical connections: wired and wireless. Wired connections are implemented usually as Cooper-made cable between two connecting devices. No surprise, it's not very common in the end-node IoT devices, as it requires the setup of the infrastructure to every single node. Wired connections are more interference-tolerant and constitute stable transmission channel with predictable bandwidth. 21st century brought wide acceptance of wireless connections. They became very popular even in so-called pico networks, like your personal area network implemented using, for example, Bluetooth, where your smartphone in your left pocket of your jeans is hosting a server, and there are many remote devices connected to it. Your wireless headset audio device that you're listening to the music at the moment, wireless human interface device controller like a Mio, possibly also your smartwatch, augmented reality glasses, and so on. All those devices constitute a personal wireless network cell, usually also routed via network address translation to the internet through some other wireless connections like Wi-Fi or cellular data. Naturally, many IoT devices share standard wireless protocols, models, and ideas, but some of them are not powerful enough to integrate with the internet directly. On the other hand, wireless connections are somehow natural to the IoT devices, where they are expected to be operating in remote destinations, usually without any wired infrastructure. Because of it, some internet standards were adapted to the constrained IoT devices, or eventually such dedicated solutions for constrained devices are separated and gatewayed through some more powerful devices where protocol translation occurs. Wireless connections in the IoT may be short-distance ones, like some centimeters, or even the long-distance connection to contact low Earth orbit satellites at some between 180 and 2000 kilometers, or even use geostationary satellites to communicate for the distance of about 36,000 kilometers. Of course, generally, longer the distance, the more power is required to communicate. Same rule applies to the bandwidth criteria. Let us return into the layered protocol approach. Layers 1 through 3 of the SOC stack are usually related to one another, as an example in the regular Wi-Fi standards. Layer level 1 is a physical layer. On the top of it, there is a level 2 that is data link layer with media access control and logical link control. Level 3 is the networking layer where packets are formed and routed. Sample IoT-oriented protocol stack may change standard Internet protocols, in example the following way: regular IP addressing into the 6LoWPAN one that is still more compact, yet brings wide addressing capabilities. TCP to UDP to save energy and do not keep the connection active when not necessary, and HTTP to COAP to provide lightweight services implementation. We target all those new IoT-oriented protocols in the further parts of this lecture.